Hi, good morning, everyone. Today we are having a good topic about tips of tips and techniques for the interview, online and telephonic interview. I will share the screen. Yes. Can everyone see this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
1 minute. I will keep the slideshow. Then the screen will be. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
You are in unmute, Tulsi, ma'am. Unmute it.
Yes, ma'am. So now we are having the topic about tips, techniques, like for the telephonic and online job interviews. Yes. Can you see the screen, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can.
So why preparing for virtual interviews? So what is the importance for the virtual interviews and why should we have that? So growing trend in the remote hiring. So nowadays the interviews are going online mostly. So preferring the online interviews, what is the benefit and what are the preparings or something is cost and time efficient for companies. So an employee doesn't need to go for the office or they doesn't have time consuming things and all the things. So the thing is for the online interviews, the companies and also the employees and everyone can be having some benefit of that. And first impression is key to the securing a role. So so first impression should be there, right? In every interview, not only in the virtual or normal interviews, every interview should have that. We should be having some impression. First impression should be there, right? So why preparing for the virtual interviews is this. And next one, telephonic interviews and pre-call preparation. So what should we have for the preparation? Like first thing, we have to prepare about the company, or we have to do the research of the company, and whatever the job role you are preferring or their requirements and everything, you should have that research in your mind. And you should make a preparation of that company and what are the roles there, who is going to interview you, like that. The person who is going to interview, about the person, at least little things you can have the knowledge about that person. And keep your resume and job description handy. So for every interview, you should have the resume and description about the job, whatever your qualifications or whatever it is. The curriculum should be very neat and this thing very neat, and it should be like, okay, if I see this curriculum or CV something, the person should know what the member or what the employee is have completed his courses or qualification or whatever the skills he's having. Everything should be neat and clean in that resume. And practice clear and consent communication. So we should have that clear communication. First thing, when the interview you are attending some interview, you should not okay, or slow talking or very fast talking. It shouldn't be like that. Or breaking the your communication or whatever you're conveying, it shouldn't be breaking. It should be in a flow. Whatever it is, the thing should be in a flow. and it should be in an understandable way to the interviewer. So then the impression will be good. And choose a quiet location. For this telephonic interview, what we have to do is the surroundings should be quiet. Then the voice, whatever you are talking, that will be clear to the other person who is listening to you, right? Without some disturbances or clumsiness, the impression will also be affected by that. Correct. When you are talking in a call, if you are having lot of disturbances, then what can you do? You will cut the call and again you will try the call. But that is not normal conversation. No, it is like an interview. So the interviewer will not rapidly calling you, right? So you have to first you should make sure your connection is good, whether the signal is good or not. Like that, uh, it's not like a video call, right? So you should check the signal first of all. It's telephonic interview, so you should have the signal properly, and you can have the rehearsal at the starting, like with other person. You can have the communication, or you can check the signal properly, like that. And coming to the tips during a telephonic interview, this is the main concept you have to know in the interviews. Particularly, what is that? Answer promptly and professionally. Whatever you are answering, or whatever you are communicating, or whatever you are conveying, that should be prompt, and it should be professionally. It should be there. It shouldn't be like a small child talking, or it shouldn't be like a what some college students talking. It should be like in a professional way. And second one, maintain a polite and confident tone. So your tone should be in a confident way. The interviewer should know that you are talking in the confidence. You are having the confidence levels. So in that impression, what does it convey? It will be like, okay, this person is very confident. While he is talking only, he is confident. While he is doing some work, or he is having some responsibility, he will do it confidently. So that one should be maintained. And politeness also should be there somehow. We have to have the politeness in our tone, and avoid long pauses or over talking. So when you are talking, as I told before, the thing should be accurate, and it should be straightforward. It shouldn't take long gaps or overthinking. Okay, I don't know the answer, I have to think, like that. You shouldn't tell. If you don't know the answer, you can just go for a pass, like, okay, next question, or something like that. The impression should be taken immediately. It shouldn't take he's lagging, like that. So it shouldn't take long passes. And use keywords for the job description. From the description, whatever the interviewer gives, that for the job description, whatever it is there, you may use those keywords for the good impression. Everything is for a good impression only. So whatever you are doing, it should be in a impressive way. So preparing for online interviews, that is telephone interview, whatever what I have told you before. This is online interviews. So test your device, microphone and camera. So what should be there, like whatever the laptop or whatever the device you are using, that should be clear, and it shouldn't have some disturbances or anything. And microphone, you should must and should you have some earphones, and camera should be clear. Whatever the camera the person is watching you, it should be clear. And the what the internet, everything should be stable, and ensure the stable internet connections. So online means the internet should be there, and it should be stable. Without stable internet, that will be having clumsy, right? So we should have that proper connection. So arrange proper lighting and background. So background, mainly the background and lighting. So whatever the interviewer you are facing, so you should be clear for the other person who is watching you. So then by that, the interviewer will be having some opinion on you, right? It is not like a face-to-face interview. So in this online interviews, it is a must and should. The internet should be good, and device should be good, microphone should be good, camera should be good, everything should be pakka particular, and everything should be good. So background also, it should be very clean and neat. Because of the background, we will be having some reflections front of our thing, because the camera will be good by having the background thing. So dress professionally from head to toe. Okay, the interview is like for this part only, so I will just have the part very good and down part doesn't need, like that it shouldn't be there. Whatever the interview is there, it should be from head to toe fully. It should be clean and neat, and it should be like a pakka professional way. Without the pakka professional way, okay, I am not visible totally from head to toe, I will wear the shorts and I will sit. It is not correct thing actually. Because why? Because the professional way, why we are telling is, mm, if you are having the neat appearance, then you will be having the confidence in you, right? Without neat appearance, the what confidence levels will be boosting down. So you should have that appearance should be good, and the dressing professionally is very important. So tips during an online interview. So what should we maintain in the online interview? For the telephone interview, we just need for the talking skills, or like what the signals or something, whatever it is, the surroundings should be noise free. This thing. But for the online interview, we should maintain eye contact. So we should look at the camera only. Whatever the person is on the screen, need not look to the person. Maybe you can look for the meanwhile, but you have to look at the camera. Then what happens, if you are looking at the camera, the other person will think, okay, he is having that eye contact, we are having that eye contact, like that. So speak clearly and at a moderate pace. So whatever you are talking, it should be clear. So the every interview should be like a clear and crisp, then only the thing will be projected clearly. So avoid distractions or background noise. The same thing, like that our surroundings should be noise free, and distractions shouldn't be there. So use some natural gestures to emphasize points. So we should use whatever you are conveying, the thing should be like in a small natural gestures should be there. And coming to the next, what is this? Common questions and how to answer. So you should prepare some questions irrespective to the topic, or is irrespective to the job role. So these should be like, tell me about yourself. Like the interviewer may ask, tell me about yourself. So what you have to answer, it should be clear and crisp. Then the thing should be focusing on your strengths. Whatever the strengths you are having, or whatever the qualifications you have, everything should be clear in a short way, not in a long way. It should be in a clear way. So again, why should we hire you? This is the main important question every interviewer will ask you. So why should we hire you, and what is the benefit for us if I hire you, like that. So highlight your unique skills. Irrespective to your qualification, you have to tell whatever you are having unique skills rather than other persons, like that. So what are your weakness? He'll ask you like, what is your weakness? So show some self-awareness and improvement. So you can show them like, okay, I am having some improvement, like that, or whatever your lag in some topics, like that. So yes, so prepare some common questions. Not only these three questions, there will be a lot of, but whatever the, if you are having this first interview, you can have some knowledge about this. If it is second or third or fourth, like that, you will be having more knowledge about these questions, whatever they are asking, common questions. So coming to this, yes, send a thank you email within 24 hours. Like you should send them the email for them. Like, okay, this is like a following up after the interview. So you should have, you should be thankful that to that interviewer or to that company. Then the impression will be good, and mention key points discussed during the interview. You can discuss, like you can mention those topics or points, whatever you have discussed in that. And by that, So after that, what we have to do is we should be confident. Correct. Everything should be like a confident way, it should be projected. And practice makes perfect. So first interview only, some might not get a job. So we have to be patient and positive, and we should have more practice. That can make you perfect. Like first interview, second interview, third interview, you can go with that, and it will be useful for another jobs also. If you are doing in one job, you can go for, if you are shifting to other job, there also you have to face the interview, right? For every new job you should face the new interview. So with the practice, mock interviews will be there. With those interviews also, you can have lot of good knowledge, and approach each interview as a learning opportunity. So it should be like a opportunity, like a learning opportunity, and you should take all the positive things, or whatever you have done the wrongs or some mistakes, you can rectify those mistakes in the next interview. So you should learn those things and all. So stay positive every time, stay positive, not only in the interviews or this thing. For everything you should be positive. So we will go for the next thing, that is practical tips to face interview. So face-to-face job interviews, this is a practical thing. 1 minute, I'll show you this. So this is for strategies to stand out and succeed. So I am Tulsi presenting this from National NCDC Council, like National Child Development Council. I am from 79th batch. Yes. So why face-to-face interviews matter? So nowadays it is like getting to online interviews, but the face-to-face interviews are again coming, and the Corona days completed. So again the face-to-face are coming in this generation now, like opportunity to build rapport and showcase your personality. So like what, you should make some opportunity to build rapport, means you have to show some like show your personality developments and everything. So demonstrates interpersonal and communicational skills. So you should demonstrate, like you should show your communication skills and everything. So for that, the face to face interview will be going on. So helps access cultural fit and stability for the role. Yes, preparation for the key. Like it should be like a research. You should do the research of the company and the role thoroughly. For every interview, you should have the grip of the company. Whatever the company you are going to attend the interview, you should know about the company first of all. Without knowing the company, if the interviewer asks you what do you want to do in the company, or how can you improve the company's image or something, whatever it is, so you should know about the company first of all, where are you going to work or something, and the role thoroughly. Whatever the role you are given, or whatever the job you are going to do, for that you have to know about the role knowledge, and practice common interview questions and answers. As I told you before, in that some interview questions will be there, particular questions, like every interview these questions will be common. So you can prepare one by one, more and more, you can have that knowledge. And prepare a list of insightful questions to ask the interview. And also this point is also a very good thing, like you can have some questions to the interviewer also, like simple, not like in a commanding way or loud, not like in a rude way. You can have some little questions, whatever it is, in a polite way. And dress appropriately, professionally and comfortable and industry appropriate, means it should be like a comfortable should be there mainly. In the offline interviews, like online interviews, you can have some convenience about your costume or something, whatever you are wearing the dress. But in the offline interviews, like face to face interviews, you should be comfortable, and it should be looking professional, and confidence also should be boosted by the dress whatever you are wearing. So you can pick up the dress whatever you are wearing, that should be like a prompt way. So yes, So mastering communication, verbal and non-verbal. So you maintain eye contact and confident posture. So whatever you are sitting in the position, and the eye contact is the main thing. Wherever you are facing the interviewer in the face-to-face interview, confident position is very important. And use natural gestures and avoid fetching. Like you should use some natural gestures and don't sit ideally like just don't like a freezing position. You should be in a moving, like small gestures should be applied when you are answering. And listen attentively and answer questions clearly. So you should have that attention to the questions whatever the interviewer is asking. So if the interviewer asked you some question, so you didn't hear it properly or you didn't have that attention on that question, so please repeat it. The question means, some persons may be and again he can ask you the question, but some professional thing will be like, you are not in the attention mode, or you are not like your mind is not here, like that. So you should be attentive wherever the question you are hearing. That should be very it should go into your mind like that. And answer questions clearly. It should be like, whatever the answer you are giving, it should be in a prompt way. It should go into the interviewer's mind like this. It shouldn't be like, oh my god, like this, like this. It shouldn't be. It should go directly what the point is, that it should be like that. And greet warmly with a from shake hand. Yeah, this is the first thing we have to do. Like we have to give some shake hand to the interviewer. Then it will be also a impression, first impression, like that. And during and after the interview, what should we do? During the interview, we should arrive there early and start with a polite greeting. So whatever the time is, but you can be before 10 minutes or 20 minutes the interview place. Then it will be good for what you can see the environment. And for some persons it will be like environmental changes will be there, or some tensions will be there, right? So for them the thing will be like easy. They can what they can have that environmental thing in their mind without having any problem or something. So stay calm and take your time with difficult questions, like answering. How can we answer the difficult questions? Like you have to stay calm first. Then after that, you can have the star method. Star method is like situation, task, action, and result. So you should be like, it should be like in that mode. You have to understand the situation, then task and action, and you can expect the result. In that way, if you are going on like that, it will be very good. And after the interview, what can you do? Thank you the interviewer sincerely. So you can thank the interviewer and follow up with the professional email within 24 hours. You can send them the email, like thank you, or whatever the content you have in the interview, or whatever you wanted to convey. You can have that email in the within 24 hours, and reflect on your performance for improvement. Yes. And final tips again, like be confident and be positive. So presentation is the key to success. Let your personality shine. So your as an interviewer thing, for first interview, second interview, the personality will be developing. You can develop your personality by having this like it is like a test only, like exam or something. But it is like a orally thing. So you will develop that personality interview by interview, like that. Yes, thank you. And thank you so much. This is my presentation. I hope I completed it.
So,
Thank you.
super, ma'am. Super.
You can ask your doubt sessions.
Yes. If any questions.
Experienced persons who have attended already an online interviews sitting there.
Yes, our manager.
And after this, how
Tulsi,
you are
one doubt. Tulsi,
Yes, ma'am.
one doubt. When we are doing this interview time, they will close their camera. So at that time, what we will do? Where we look?
No need to see their face, ma'am. That is very good thing. Actually, what happens if you see other person's face, no, then you will be having
But
some.
for me, it's difficult.
Then you can
For
see
me, it's
your face,
difficult.
no? Then you can see your face, or you can see at the camera. Particularly, what you have to do is you should see the camera only. You shouldn't see that person's face or your face or something. But when you are seeing the camera, if I am seeing you all, my eyes will be looking into the laptop, into the screen. But when I am seeing it through the camera, then what happens? The other persons who are seeing me, they can see my eye contact. They will not have that eye contact distraction, I think so, because
That's
I
why
have
Baba
learned it. I have learned it
during
from my husband, this thing. He told me that if the other person, if we are not able to see also, it is not a problem, but we have to look at the camera only. Then because he took the interview recently, then he also understood the thing. While he is attending the interview, he doesn't know that, but when he took the interview, when he conducted the interview, he knew that thing. Yes.
Okay, Tulsi. Thank you,
that's why
Tulsi.
see English always our sir will be saying no, look the camera and
Yeah.
talk. Look the
Yes. If it is a 2 persons or 3 persons, okay, it's okay. We can watch them and we can talk. But if it is particularly 1 person, you can have a look about the person who is opposite to you, and just you go on with the camera, that light. That's all. That is enough. Then no, you will not even observe the face expressions of the interviewer, and whatever the confidence is there within you, the confidence will not decrease. It will be stable like that only. I hope so. Yes, Anandi ma'am?
yes, of course, I think, ma'am.
Yeah.
But a little bit difficult will be there when we see the camera. For me, some irritation or like blinking, it will be happens.
So we
If
have to
it was a
overcome those all the things by, we will overcome all the things by attending one by one interviews now. That is the
yes,
practice what we do. So for that, for this thing, for the online interviews, we can have the mock interviews actually. There are a lot of mock interviews will be there, so we can attend them. If you are going to the online interview only, then you can have that thing. For face to face, they doesn't have that option mostly. For this online, we can have that for the practice purpose. Yes, ma'am. Any other questions, Glenda's ma'am and Rita ma'am?
Ma'am, it's great that you have covered all of the questions. I didn't expect that you will be taking. I only thought of online interview, so I thought that you will be only saying about that. But face-to-face interview, I didn't expect that. What you have said is actually really correct. And from my part, if I say that, I don't know if I have too much doubts because I myself have been in too much interviews. If I can say that IELTS is considered to me, IELTS is like kind what the best international interview. The people who is sitting in front of us is like their best. It is really hard to look at their face and like smile and say, but I mastered it. At first, when I wrote IELTS, I didn't get it. I didn't crack it. Second time, I did the change. From your failures, you learn something now. So I did the change that. I look, even though the interviewer is strict and like that face, I literally smiled at him, greet him warmly. That's why she said that it's really important. Greet them warmly. Only sit down when they say. That is the thing I think that in a face-to-face
Oh,
interview, like when you come to only sit down when they say. We can first and like greet them. Then they will be saying that, Glendas Maria, please be seated. They will be
okay.
calling us early. Then there will be one question. Sometimes some of them will ask this question. Okay, how should I address you? Then we can say our first name.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I
How
forgot
should
that
I?
point.
How
Yes.
should Yes. I'm
Yes.
only just saying, only from my experience, ma'am. You have
Yes,
covered
ma'am.
all of it. Just only few points. How should I address you?
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
we can say that from our name. So, in the self-introductory part, never say that myself, Glendas Maria Roy, or myself, Anandi ma'am, or don't say this myself. It's actually not in fashion. It's not about fashion. It's not the correct way. Say always that I am Glendas Maria Roy. I'm from this place. And they will be also sometimes asking, what is good about your place. Okay, what's about your place?
Yeah.
So if you're staying at a place, you can little bit, not only in an elaborate word, just okay, it's a a serene place, rich in culture and heritage, like that. You
Yes,
can
ma'am.
just say that, and that will be adding up to a point. And always remember that your body posture matters a lot. I'm telling this from my own experience. People who used to sit like this with their closed arms, never do that, because that is something, a gesture, which is like we are hiding something or we are fearing of something. We are protecting ourselves. That's why we do this thing. Never do that. And some people have this tapping on fingers.
Yeah.
Tapping on fingers.
Legs
Tapping
also.
fingers. Tapping. Never do that. Never do that. Even if the
Shaking
seat is never
shaking the legs also. Yeah.
Yes, this is a tip which I have got from my college and also when I was in ILTS. Some of them, like teachers said this thing, then I practiced it. Most of us have that kind of thing. Some people will be like this. Some swinging people will be there. Don't swing. I'm telling that the interviewer will be also going like this. Okay, tell me. Never so that never swing. It is also a bad intent. Never put your arms like this, and also the quicking on the legs. And the other thing that never sit like this. Even if this seat is like that, never sit like this. It is never good. Always sit your with your shoulders straight. Keep your arms like this on the lap. You know that like this on the
Yes.
lap. Sit like this with a great posture. Not always sit like this. When you're saying something, you can use your hands, like hands in a constructive way. Not always like this, like Tiruvadira doing dances. In a very constructive way that we feel that thing. And always, never matter, even if the interviewer is sharp in eyes, or even he is or she's looking like a terror, like villain in that what we have seen in movies. Look sharply into their eyes. I will say that don't look elsewhere. Look sharply in your eyes when you're saying the important points. When you're saying other things, you can look like just one bit and come back. But when you're saying the important points, look sharply into their eyes, tell beautifully so that your confidence arises from the fact. That is the only and only thing. I will say that confidence is the only accessory that's gonna win at the end. I'm telling this. I know if people who have this kind of like fearful thing that come, oh, what will be the next person will be coming, I won't be able to answer it. Never let that negativity in mind. Say in mind, no people is hearing. Say in mind that I'm okay, I'm capable, I'm strong, I'm amazing, I'm gonna crack this no matter what. I'm gonna crack this no matter what. Say that continuously four times, and do that's like what 4 breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have done in our class, no?
Yes.
Do that breathing. Before that, do that. And also when coming like after the end of the interview, thank that interviewer at your like from your heart. Ma'am, it was such a great experience by talking to you. It was such a nice experience. I'm very thankful for that, for calling me. Thank you, ma'am. Like that, and shake your hands firmly. Don't do like this. Shake your hands firmly, just 1 or second. And this, some people don't shake hands. They have a problem with touching strangers. So don't go into that. Only if they offer that hand, you can do that. Some people have the touchy thing. They won't touch strangers. Okay. Then again, the other part, when you're rising from the chair, make sure that you put your chair back into the seat. Always remember that. Some people tend to forget that, even if it is in a restaurant, even if it is any other place. And also, this is a great thing that in an interview, this is the best part. This shows our discipline, our personality, and our everything, our character itself. Put that back into that place without making that creaking sound. Just a little bit upright. Then thank that person neatly and walk back. Walk back in a great and polite manner. Don't rush. Walk back, pull out the door, and go. That's the best thing that you can do. These are some tips I thought.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I don't have much doubts. I didn't have much of online interviews. Face-to-face interviews are happening for me. Online interviews, I don't know how it will be happening. And ma'am, we couldn't hear you, ma'am.
You can't hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, now we can. Now, yes, ma'am.
Your experience of today.
What, ma'am? Again, it went off.
Manju, ma'am.
Manju, ma'am.
Yeah, she is on interview. That's why I'm about to ask.
Yes, ma'am.
How is
Yes.
the experience?
Actually, they are behind camera. I can't see their face. So what I did is I didn't focus on this camera. I tell something. I tell what they asked and I told the answers by looking somewhere. That's why I asked the Tulsi. They all close their camera. I can't see their face. Then thinking like that. And they are,
Okay.
I think they are very busy. Lots of people are there, candidates are there, and they were asking me firstly, and we have to answer. And they were asking in Malayalam, but I am replying in English.
No problem, no?
No problem, ma'am. It's good only.
I don't know why I did this. They are asking in Malayalam, then why I am replying in English? After that, I am thinking.
But you
Super.
But yes, ma'am. But I did. They asked a
Very
lot of questions. And how how to apply this, how if you get
Yeah.
this job, what you do in this area, like that they asked.
And that will be a famous question in any interview. They will be asking for that show. That depends
Yes.
on our intellectual thinking. How
Firstly, they told us to just give a self-introduction. Then they started with that.
Yes.
Within 5 or 10 minutes, ma'am. Completed.
Only 10. Okay.
every candidates are at the same screen.
No, ma'am.
Or you
We have to. No, ma'am. We have to wait, and they will tell us to join, and they will allow. They were calling by roll number is their calling.
Okay, great. Anybody having experience of attending this interview?
First time I am attending this online interview. This is my first
Great.
time.
Others, Rita ma'am, do you have an experience?
Yes, I have two experience. One was a casual interview. That was for that school where I work. Then the first one, earlier one was for a bank. That was a professional interview. That was long back. So it was the proper way they took the interview, went through my certificates. They were asking me where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Those typical questions and all they were asking me.
Yeah, how you see yourself in 10 years? That question will be there. How you see yourself in 10 years? Or like
Yeah.
8 years?
Even now
Yes.
they ask such questions? Really there, huh?
Most probably, if we are continuously answering from the questions that they ask, they will be also an extra power to ask more questions, 20 questions like that. They won't be getting tired asking questions. They will make it tougher and tougher and tougher. Only
Yes, yes.
even if you never had done that thing, make it up to the thing and say it as like now we have conducted stories. We are all mastered in that, picking a story right down there. We can do that. Masters in that. So if they're asking such an experience, tell them, yeah, ma'am, I have such
That
an
is what
experience.
all they want to know is we are confident enough to face them.
Yes, that is the
Yes,
thing.
that is what they're doing. Even if your answer is wrong, doesn't matter. Just smile and say the answer.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
They
You will
will
not,
be asking.
you'll not fear, you'll not get fear, or you'll not be you feel that
That
you're
feeling of
unable to answer, or that confidence level. That is the main thing what they are looking for.
looking.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Wonderful session,
Yes,
Tulsi. Interesting. and
Wonderful,
interesting.
great session, Tulsi ma'am. You have covered like much of a lot